What's going on, folks? It's your boy, Long Beach Joe. We back at it. We back at it. We back at it again. We're going to get it started in just a second. We're going to get into the show, man. I cannot wait to talk to y'all. I apologize to y'all about the technical difficulties on the last show. It was on YouTube's end. But, things have been corrected. And we doing our thing, man. This is going to be a blast. We're going to have a blast tonight. We're going to be talking about quite a bit. Cannot wait to discuss everything that we got to discuss. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to talk about, quite a bit to talk about. So please call in again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to hear from y'all. Call in, man. Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say. Again, 515-602-9639. Call in. We talking Jets tonight, man. We talking Jets tonight. Second, folks, let me share this. Boop, boop, boop. I hope everyone's having a good day as well. Hope everyone's having a blast, let me tell you. So I'm going to connect the show in just a second, and I'll get right back to you folks. 1 second. Salute to Leon Kennedy. Leon says, hello, how's everybody? Salute to you, Leon. I hope everything's going well with you. 1 second, folks. I'm going to connect the show. I'll be right back.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy, Long Beach Joe. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We are back at it, okay? We are talking Jets. We're going to really start to dissect the positions on this football team. We're going to be talking about the Jets quarterback position tonight. We're going to be talking about the Jets offensive game plan, our new offensive coordinator as well, LaFleur. We're going to dive into it, and I cannot wait. Voluntary workouts, we're going to chop up that as well. We're going to really get into some stuff tonight, so I can't wait. So listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. So without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get into the show. I am fired up. Listen. Whew. I'm also on iTunes as well at The Long Beach Joe Show. You can go there. Please, when you check me out on iTunes, please leave me a rating, 5-star rating if you could. Subscribe to my podcast on iTunes as well. Everyone, of course, if you're watching me live, because I do live stream during my shows as well, that goes into my podcast area over there. So you'll be able to hear the audio over there as well. I'm also on Blog Talk Radio as well. Blog Talk Radio, you can search The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm there as well. So you can come and check that out over there too. You can hear me live as well, hearing the audio and everything from the show. And also, please come check out my YouTube channel, Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets, come on by, man. Check out the channel. I live stream from the channel while I do my radio show. So you guys can watch me live. You can hang out in the chat. I call my chat the Savages. Why? Because they're savage. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is safe. Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is safe around here. So you can come check that out as well. And when you go to Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube, please subscribe, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, y'all can check it out. You'll be in the know. You know what I'm saying? So I love going back and forth with everybody and just having a good time and talking Jets. So please, check me out on all those platforms. Now to get to what we got to talk about today, and we got quite a bit. I want to start with the voluntary workouts. As everybody knows, this is phase 2 of the workouts, for the off season. Of course, we're going to get into OTAs a little bit later, but this is the second phase. So here we have these voluntary workouts that are coming up here, and the Jets had over 80 players show up for voluntary workouts. Wow. To me, that shows that with everything that we have going on, now, mind you as well, that the NFLPA is, against players showing up. They say, hey, we don't necessarily want players showing up for the voluntary workouts because of everything, we got going on in the world and the way that certain rules are implemented to get this done. So with the NFLPA even against players showing up for these workouts, we still had 80 players show up, over 80 players. That shows that players want to come here and compete. They want to get an edge and they want to succeed. That shows that this is becoming a place where players want to come and play, where they want to be. They want to give it their all. They want to do whatever it takes to make sure that they have a chance to make the Jets roster. That shows that we're turning this thing around. That shows that Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh and all the staff that he's brought in, that we're bringing a new culture now. We're not just talking about it anymore. We're not just saying, oh, new culture. Oh, things are different. Oh, this is a different time now. All this stuff. No, they're actually making it happen. Oh, yeah. And this does nothing but bode well for the football team. It does nothing but do that. It's just an early sign of culture change in effect. Players willing to come in, give it their all, do whatever it takes to put themselves in a position to play football for the New York Jets, man. It bodes nothing but good for the football team because it hasn't been like that in the past. We've seen it. We've seen where there were times we were wondering if certain players that had gotten hurt were actually hurt. We were wondering so much about the coaching staff, and there was so much talk about how the coaching staff, the prior coaching staff we had, it was a toxic element around the football team. That a lot of people had gripes and issues with the current people that we had in play. It seems like that is starting to go away. We have young players showing up ready to play. Not just young players, we have older players as well. We also saw Mosley out there too. We saw guys we signed free agency out there as well. Guys doing whatever it takes to put in early. It's a different time, man. It's a completely different time, and we're no longer the jokes of the past, man. We're stepping into a new day and a new time. A new time. We've got so much going on with this football team, so many good, positive things, but to have over 80 players show up for your voluntary workouts, that screams that things are changing, that this is a place that players want to play, man. I love it. That got me fired up, especially when I saw Mosley out there. And we're going to talk about him tonight as well. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. I take live callers. I want to hear from everybody. So I got hyped up about that, man. When I saw those guys out there doing whatever it took, of course, we saw Zach out there. We saw all those guys out there, man, doing their thing. Elijah Moore looking smooth. That guy looks like he can hit another gear whenever he feels like it. So many players out there just giving it their all, doing whatever it takes, man. Doing whatever it takes. This is a beautiful time. And so when I was thinking about that, I was watching, I saw things from the voluntary workouts, and I'm looking at the situation and I'm saying, man, we just got this kid, Zach. I'm excited about him. I want to see what he does during the season. But with all these players out there giving it their all, what exactly will we look like offensively? I started to think about that. I started to say to myself, what are the Jets how are we going to shake things out? The offense has been so bad for 2+ years, right? We were 32nd in the league 2 years, damn near in a row. Offense was horrific. We're trying to step into a new day, and we've brought in Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur's younger brother. He comes from the San Francisco 49ers along with Robert Saleh. He was an assistant to Kyle Shanahan, an offensive genius, from the famous Shanahan family. Their system is unbelievable. And I started to say to myself, here's a guy that we brought in from the 49ers. And I'm wondering, hey, okay, what can you do here? Some of the pieces that we got, what can he make happen? And there's a lot of expectations for our offense to be better. We cannot come out in a modern day NFL, in a league that we've been in, and be putrid offensively. We can't do that. We've seen it. We've seen that type of failure. We've seen those type of issues consistently for years. We must step into the modern day NFL and be better than we have been. We must be. Then I started thinking, What will our offense look like behind him? Are we going to be running some of the same exact concepts that they do in San Francisco? Is our running game going to be strong? Is our tight end going to be heavily used within the system? Is this the year where we're just going to see a ton of targets given to Herndon or Croft or Yeboah, whoever that tight end is starting? What are we going to do? Also, will LaFleur understand the rhythm of offense in the NFL? It's going to be the first time he's going to be an offensive coordinator. It's his show on offense. Will he understand the rhythm of play calling in the NFL? Will he get that together? Will he understand how to have Zach Wilson prepared game in and game out? Will he understand how to utilize matchups? Is he a guy that's going to come in where we're going to look damn near different every single week and have opposing defenses' heads spinning because they can't comprehend what we're doing offensively? I want to see this, man. So I have a lot of questions, and I want to ask y'all some of those questions tonight as well. Another big question is, will he make adjustments? That's a big question too. Because if you look at some of the issues that we've had in the past offensively, it's because we didn't make adjustments. Adam Gase, let me tell you something. If you were waiting for Adam Gase to make an adjustment, you were going to be waiting. Because let me tell you something. He was putrid. That was one of the issues. He never made adjustments. Will he be able to make adjustments in game, mid game, hell, within the quarter? Is that something that LaFleur is going to be able to do? It's a lot of pressure, man. And I want to talk to you folks tonight about this. I want to get to the callers. I want to get to the phones. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. I want to talk to you folks tonight. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you have to say about this New York Jets football team, particularly offensively. We're going to be talking about the quarterback position tonight. We're going to be talking about voluntary workouts. We're going to be talking about the offensive coordinator and what you expect to see. What is going to be the strength of the New York Jets offensively? What is going to be our calling card? When we talk about the New York Jets next season, what are we going to say that the Jets have? This is what the Jets' strength is. This is what they do extremely well. When everything falls apart, here's what you can count on the Jets going to make it happen. That's a question I got tonight, and I want to hear from y'all. We're going to be talking. So, again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. The lines are open. We're talking tonight. You can also, again, you know what I'm saying? Salute to all my guys in the chat, my savages in the chat. I call them the savages. Why? Because they're savage. They get after everybody. Everybody. Okay? Please hit the super chat if you can, if you'd like to. All donations greatly appreciated. If you don't want to hit the super chat, my Cash App is right there at the corner of the screen. Please hit the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Feel free. So we're going to get to these callers again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. I want to hear from you folks. So we're going to get to these lines. I think I'm going to bring my guy Steve on first. It's my guy Steve, man. Salute to you, Steve. I want to thank you for calling in tonight, my man. My first question for you is, what were your thoughts when you saw Mosley at the voluntary workouts, man? How did it feel?
Hey, well, first of all, Joe, thank you so much for having me on the show, man. It's always great to hear from you, get the Jets talk in with you. So, yeah, no, before I talk about C.J. Mosley, there is something I wanted to say at first, because, you made a good point at the beginning of the show tonight, when the voluntary workout comes out, and, the voluntary workouts are not that big of a deal, most of the time. But then when you listen and find out that over 80 players go to the voluntary workout,
yep,
that's really, really, really exciting. It is really, really, really exciting, because you know why? It's because of this coach we have, because everyone is all saying a lot of great and positive things about Robert Saleh. I mean, and everyone all loves him. I mean, hey, listen, guess what? Earlier today, I don't know if you saw this earlier, I don't know if you're a hockey fan, Joe, but Zach Wilson and the offensive linemen were all hanging out at the New York Islanders game together. They were all bonding at the game today. Zach Wilson with the whole entire offensive line that he's going to be with this season. So they all bonded today at the Islanders game. So then another thing is, now going to C.J. Mosley, Here was the thing from Mosley last year. Obviously, in 2019, he had the injury with the groin, and unfortunately, it didn't heal properly. He was done for the season. He was ready to go in 2020, but then, of course, he opted out because of the stuff that's going on in the world. Listen, his family was having health problems. It was understandable. But when Mosley returned to the field, earlier this past week, he looked like he was in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Mosley, I could tell, wanted to come back to play for us just to play with Robert Saleh. But a lot of Jet fans are also thinking, from last season. I know Mosley did say he wanted to opt out because his family was having health issues, which was absolutely understandable. But the thing is, though, that some Jet fans also think because Mosley didn't want to play for Adam Gase. Maybe that was basically sending a message that he probably didn't want to play for Gase. But you know what? It's just happy to see Mosley get back on the field.
Yeah. And I was extremely excited about it. And I'm expecting some things out of him this year. And again, we'll continue to dissect the, positions that's going on. But just seeing him out there running and hoping that he's going to be healthy this year, I think if he is, it's going to be a huge thing for us. Because here's a guy that we can put into Saleh's defense. And I'm telling you, if he's let go and just able to go out there and just run wild and run amok, if he's the guy that we saw in that Bills game consistently for us next year, oh boy, it's going to be completely insane. This defense is really going to light things up. Go ahead.
Something, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. A couple of years ago, that first game of the 2019 season, which was Adam Gase's NFL debut. And now listen, I'm not going to fully blame Adam Gase on that game, but here was the thing. When Mosley played in that game, he was by far the best player on the field for us. But once that groin injury hit, that completely changed the game. And that is a game that still hurts my heart to this day. We were up 16-0 in that game, and Buffalo came back to beat us 17-16. It was one of the worst blown games I ever saw the Jets ever blow, that first game of the season.
Yeah.
But, the thing is, though, Mosley's got to be healthy. And if Mosley is healthy, and if he fits in that kind of style defense that Robert Saleh has, oh, my God, Mosley is going to be a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, Mosley is going to be a beast.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be exciting. But,
Yeah,
but
listen, Steve. Hold on a second, Steve. You're talking absolute facts. He is going to be a beast, dude. He is going to be a beast. And I'm excited about him and what he's going to bring to the table. Now, before we get to the other side of the argument, listen, Steve. Salutes to my guy, Leon Kennedy, with the big-time dono. Leon says, sadly, this is all I can do for now, but I'll definitely give more soon. Mad respect to you, Joe. God bless you and the savages out there. Salutes to you, Leon. Thank you again for donating. But getting back to you, Steve, and what we were talking about, all right? Look, we're going to the offensive side of the ball now because when we had 80 guys show up, that spoke volumes. But then it got me thinking, Steve, what is this offense going to look like? When is this offense going to step up? Like you said, you just talked about Adam Gase. He was horrific last year. He was terrible, Steve. Watching him call a game every single week was a car crash. I mean, it was terrible, Steve. It was completely terrible watching him. But now we got LaFleur here, and I want to ask you this, Steve. What exactly do you think the strength of the Jets' offense will be next year? Do you think we'll be a high-flying team where we're going to chuck up a lot of footballs and gain a lot of yardage through the passing game? Or are you looking at it where we're going to be a tough team that's going to ground and pound and run the football a lot? What do you think will be our strength?
Okay, listen, Joe. Listen, obviously this is going to be the first year in the Shanahan in the Mike LaFleur system, and with a new rookie quarterback. I mean, listen. This is what I think the offense has to do. I think this offense is going to be a lot faster. I mean, no matter what, this offense is going to be so much better than we've had for the last, few years, especially when we've had Adam Gase as our coach. this offense is definitely going to be better. Now, here is my thought. Do I think, I do think it's going to be a high-flying offense because I definitely think we definitely got a lot of speed, because obviously with Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot of questions, too, on the offense, too. I mean, obviously we did some revamping with the offensive line. Here is the thing about the offense, which I'm concerned. I do like our running game. I think our offensive line is going to be better this year than it was last year. I mean, the only two things I am concerned about the offensive line is Connor McGovern has to be better, and so does George Fant, because those two players have to be better. Now, the thing is, the only thing I think our wide receiver position is really good. The only thing I am a little bit concerned about is our tight end position. I mean, obviously, because, we still have Chris Herndon.
Yeah.
We also got the guy, we got Zach Wilson's teammate from BYU on the offensive line, and I think the tight end as well. I forgot who was the undrafted tight end we got.
Kenny
because
Yeboah.
I would like to see what he could do.
It's Kenny
thank
Yeboah.
you. That's his name. I can't pronounce his name, but thank you. Thank you for pronouncing. The thing is, Joe, this offense is going to be a lot better than it was. The last couple of years that we've had, under Gaze. But here is the thing right now that I'm going to say. Now, I'm not going to say a prediction right now for the Jets, and I know that tonight we're just talking about the Jets offense. This is a team that's just heading in the right direction. The only thing is, Joe, I just don't think we're quite there yet. Listen, we have a young team. This team is moving well in the future. But we're going to see what's going to happen as time goes on. I mean, because, listen, you also got to see about what happens in our division, too. And let me tell you something, Joe. One last thing I'll say before I talk. I really want Adam Gase to watch the first game of that season when we play against Carolina. This is the reason why. Because he's going to watch either the Jet offense do better or he's going to watch Sam Darnold be under a new coaching system in Carolina. Listen. Then Adam Gase can finally realize what an offensive system looks like.
Yeah, well, Steve, I mean, you're talking that talk right now, and I respect it. Audience, give him a hand. He's talked that talk so far. We respect it. Oh, yeah. Listen, you've had a good call so far, but I want to keep going with you, Steve, because I want to talk to you about Zach Wilson now. We talked a little bit about LaFleur and what we think he'll bring to the table as a play caller, but when you look at Zach Wilson, what are you expecting out of him? Do you believe that this offense is set up for Zach Wilson to see success early in his rookie season or early in his career? Do you believe that, Steve?
I think it will because, we thought we have targets for him that he could throw to, with Corey Davis, Denzel Mims, Elijah Moore, Keelan Cole, who we got in the offseason. I would like Jamison Crowder to still be with this team, but, Jamison Crowder, from what I'm hearing, he is unfortunately on the trade block right now. I mean, and I've been hearing that there's a possibility.
Why?
I've been hearing rumors about that Crowder could be traded.
Okay.
I mean, listen, I don't want Crowder to be traded because Crowder, last year was probably our best receiver last year, but the thing is, though, because Crowder's a slot receiver, and everyone's all talking about, Elijah Moore, taking his spot. But the thing is going with Zach Wilson is, here is the thing about Zach Wilson. He's got that cannon of an arm. Listen, before when everybody was all talking about the quarterback situations of going into the draft, listen, all the Jet fans were all talking about, the thing about Zach Wilson. Listen, I thought at first that Zach Wilson was going to be a trash quarterback. But when I watched his highlights from BYU, and when I watched his pro day, let me tell you something, Joe.
Okay.
When I watched his pro day, I was impressed. And I could tell, when him and Joe Douglas spoke at pro day, that they had a connection. And listen, I would like to see Zach Wilson be very well for us. I want him to do successfully well with us.
Yeah.
And I really hope for a lot of big things. But there's one thing I want Joe Douglas to do. We need to sign a veteran quarterback. a veteran quarterback that has had experience.
Yep.
We need a veteran quarterback on the team.
Yeah.
We need a veteran. That's why, I mean, I know a lot of people were saying Brian Hoyer, but obviously Hoyer did sign with the Patriots just last week. They gave him a new deal. The thing is, we need a veteran quarterback, Joe. We need a veteran quarterback to teach Zach Wilson because, listen, I don't feel comfortable with our other two quarterbacks, James Morgan and the other guy that we have. We need a veteran for Zach Wilson. We need a veteran.
So for you, like you said, Hoyer, ended up, taking a deal elsewhere. So what quarterback is on that, on the menu for you? Like what quarterback are you looking at right now? A free agent quarterback, a veteran guy. What guy are you looking at saying, hey, this is a guy that I'd like to see the Jets go after and get?
Yeah, no, there's one player who I would like the Jets to go after, and he knows Mike LaFleur's system very well, and that is CJ. What's his name? Was it CJ Beathard or CJ Mullins? Or Nick Mullins was his name?
Yeah, Nick Mullins. Go ahead.
Yeah, because Mullins knows that system. I mean, at first I was going to say CJ Beathard, but then I realized I forgot. CJ Beathard signed with Jacksonville. I forgot about that. But Mullins, to me, would be a quarterback that I would like the Jets to have as the second backup. I mean, listen, we had a good backup quarterback in Joe Flacco last year, but Flacco obviously signed with Philadelphia. Yeah. But you know what? We should get someone like Mullins because he knows Mike Shanahan's system. And the thing is, that is something I would like Joe Douglas to do before training camp starts at the end of July.
Yeah. I'm hoping that they do that as well. There's some guys out there, too, that I'd like to see us attack. But like you said, too, bringing in that vet does nothing but bode well for the growth of a young quarterback. We saw how, McCown was able to help Sam along in that year. Really put some things together. And not just that as well, not just helping the young rookie quarterback along, but also who's to say that we won't see Zach Wilson maybe get dinged up a little bit, maybe have to miss a game here or there, knock on wood. We're not hoping that we see that happen. But if it does, then we got a guy that can come in and step in and really help the football team. You know what I'm saying? The football team won't fall off of a cliff offensively because we don't have anybody capable to come in there and hold the team afloat. So I like you said, Steve, as well, I'm hoping that we do see us sign a veteran quarterback. So my final question for you, Steve, we talked about Zach. We've talked about expectations. How many touchdowns do you think Zach throws next year?
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe,
it's tough questions.
We're not even in June right now.
It don't matter, Steve. These is tough questions. Let's go. Give me a number.
You know what? I'm not gonna give an exact number. I'm gonna go between 20 to 25.
Okay. 20 to 25. I respect that. I respect that number there, Steve. That's a decent number. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, listen, Steve, this is a phenomenal call from you. You really brought some fire. You really brought some takes. I want to thank you for calling in, my friend. You have yourself a good night.
Good night, Joe.
All right. Listen, Steve calling in. Steve is calling in, and he brought his takes, all right? Had a lot to say. And one of the things that he really brought up, and I was going to ask him this question, but he kind of went right there, was, hey, the Jets need to get themselves a veteran quarterback. They need to bring in a veteran guy to come along and help our young quarterback along. And not just that, also help the football team along as well, just in case we need to go to him. I think that's extremely important. That's extremely important for them to attack. Well, who knows what they do? I know there's a lot of talks about Foles possibly being in the mix. There's just been a lot of rumors skirming about all over the place. But I'm telling you, that's something that the Jets need to do and need to attack. So, again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. The lines are open. Lines are hot right now. We're going to keep getting to it. So, next caller we're going to go to, caller 801. 801, we're coming directly to you. First off, give me your name, tell me where you're from, and what are your thoughts on the Jets having over 80 players show up to their voluntary workouts?
Hey, Joe, this is Michael. I talked to you before. I'm from Utah.
Oh, what's going on?
Before the draft. Not a whole lot. You invited me to call you back, and I called you back and wanted to apologize because I said the Jets would blow it and not take Zach. And you laughed, and they did. So good on him, right?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that the players are supporting the Jets program, and 80 of them showing up. I think is awesome. I think I'm excited. Like I said, I'm from Utah. We see things out west. We hardly ever get to see the New York market.
Yeah.
Out here because we always get the Broncos or the 49ers, right? That was kind of how it is. But I'm excited to see how the Jets do. I'm a Wilson fan, and now I'm a Jets fan. So in fact, I just ordered my Wilson jersey on NFL.com and saw the Tebow one. Threw that one in as well.
Oh,
so,
listen, you got
there we go.
Listen, you got yourself some green, Michael. You already know. You already know, Michael. So I want to go right there. Yeah. I want to go right there with you because I know you're a big Wilson guy. We talked before the draft and we had some fun and laughed, but you were really excited about the possibility of him coming here. You did say we were going to jack it up. Hey, we took him, so I guess we didn't jack it up for on your end. So when you're looking at Wilson right now, do you believe that the Jets' offense is set up for him to have success early in his career?
It's a team game, right? And so I think the questions that people had about his leadership, I think his character, I think that speaks volumes to the individual. Look, I heard the other previous caller talk about how he took his offensive lineman to the hockey game, and he's done pictures with him, hanging out with his receivers. I think he's a good guy, and I think to build a culture, that the coaches got to build a culture. He can't lift the team. The team's got to lift themselves. And, all he is one cog in a 53-man roster. So, it's got to be a team effort. Football's the ultimate team sport. So, but I'm hoping for him. I'm hoping that I love Saleh. I think he's a great thing. I love the Shanahan offense, and I hope that, they can do it. I love the picks they got. I love the offense, VERA-TUCKER, USC guard, and I love Elijah Moore. I mean, I'm excited for him. I mean, how could you not be? I mean, probably top 2 or 3 drafts in all of NFL this year, overall. Yeah. I thought Joe Douglas did a good job. So
what strong trait does Zach possess that makes you believe that he'll be able to succeed at this level? That's one of the things that I think I'm asking people as well.
He believes in himself. He believes in himself. He's always been the underdog, and you know what? Look at Brady. Look what he did, Mr. 199. Look what he's still doing at age 43, because he still wears that chip on his shoulder. And whether it's a chip or whether it is, he's always been disrespected. Didn't get recruited from high school. They didn't expect him to play at BYU. Had to work for his starting job last year. Hey, well, that's what you look. Nobody thought he would, make it in the draft, but he believes in himself, and look what that does for people. Self-belief, confidence, and not cockiness, but confidence.
Yeah. So in your mind,
backed up with effort, skill, and everything else they have.
Yeah, and like you said, confidence is huge, especially at any level in pro sports. Confidence is big. If you don't believe in yourself, or you don't believe you're going to be able to
look at you,
go
Joe,
out
on the radio, on this program you have.
Yeah.
Your confidence is huge. You started something, you had a dream, you went with it, you ran with it. And you got, a pretty cool. I like what you do.
Yeah.
I've checked in. I'm trying to fell in late because I'm, 2 hours behind you guys, so I really don't know stuff. And I have a 12-year-old son that's with me on the weekend, so we're doing something else. But I saw you today and thought, well, I wanted to reach out to you.
Yeah.
Say, awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Listen, Mike, my final question before I let you go, and again, thank you for watching and checking me out, where you're at, because that means the world to me. But when you look at this situation here, how exactly will you grade Wilson's progress throughout the season? Will it be by wins? Will it be by numbers? How exactly will you grade, if he's getting better or not?
I think he'll surprise some folks. I think if you look at, he'll be in the top, or the lower third maybe of quarterbacks this year. But he's going to be growing. I hope he's in the upper half, but I don't know if he'll reach that because I don't know what the line is going to be. I don't know what the teams, how they're going to gel together. But I think I would love to see him, reach the playoffs or at least be competitive. That's it. Just be competitive every game. If you're competitive every game, that's all you can ask. As long as they all do their best.
Okay.
You're getting paid a gazillions of dollars to go out and play the games. Everybody do your best and, make it competitive. You should be.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm
But,
hoping.
I mean, if they paid me a gazillion dollars, I'd give my best every time. Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what it's all about. I'm hoping to see him go out there and fight. Listen, Mike, I got to get back to these lines. They are cooking up. I want to thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, my man. I know we got your guy Wilson in the building, and he's going to be big this year. I'm hoping to really see him go out and put his, best foot forward. But salute to you, and again, thank you for calling in.
But thank you for your time, man. Appreciate
Absolutely. Woo, listen. We got a lot of callers. Let me tell you something. Mike called in with the fire right there. He's a big Wilson guy. Again, I remember talking to him before the draft, and he had quite a bit to say about Zach Wilson. He's huge on Zach Wilson. Really liked him. Really liked what he brought to the table as well as a quarterback, and he talked about all the things. And so we got his guy, and I know a lot of people that are fired up as well to have him in the building and have him in a Jets jersey. So I'm hyped about that. So we're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Also salutes to everybody, especially Leon Kennedy. Salute to Leon Kennedy again with the dono, man. The greatest. Thank you. Salute to you. Salute to everybody that donates as well. I truly appreciate it. And again, salute to my guy Kennedy. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. 360. I'm coming directly to you. 360, you're looking like a new caller. Give me your name. Tell me where you're from. And what are your thoughts about the Jets having over 80 players show up to voluntary minicamp?
Hi, Long Beach Joe. This is Peter. Really happy to. I've been a Jets fan since 1985. I'm actually in Malaysia right now, so sometimes enjoy watching your show.
Whoa!
Fun. Diehard Jet fan. I love it. I love it. I think there's a changing of culture.
Wow. Well, first off, you're watching me from Malaysia. Salute to you, okay? Salute to you, man. Let's go. I love everybody that watches me, especially, people around the world. I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you for watching me, Peter. And like you said as well, getting back to just the team, look, I'm so excited about what we have coming up, especially when you have over 80 players showing up to your voluntary practices. That says nothing but good things about the football team, that there is a culture change here, that there are things happening where players want to come in and they want to play. They want to do whatever it takes to get an edge, whatever it takes to get their foot in the door with the New York Jets, they are willing to do. And that says a lot. It says more, than it's said in the past. Look at some of the issues we had in the past with leadership and coaching. And if this was a place where players even wanted to come and be, we had so many issues, and it's looked like all that's been wiped away and washed away with us bringing in Robert Saleh and us bringing in Joe Douglas. And that leads to my next question with you is, do you also believe that there's been a culture change here?
No, absolutely. I just like the way they are building the team. Every time when I was just watching the Jets and watch other teams, sometimes you miss those dynamic players, and then you see why don't they have those dynamic running backs or dynamic, wide receivers? And you're so frustrated. You see other teams pick up some dynamic players. And this year, this draft, I feel like they really picked up Elijah Moore, Michael Carter. I see some dynamic players coming to the Jets that are going to make really do good things. I really feel that.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, right?
Absolutely. And when you talk about dynamic players, particularly offensively, you've got to have the right mind putting things in place. Now, again, we've seen in the past, Adam Gase was here, that this offense was 32nd in the league. It was horrific. Even when we did get a dynamic guy in Le'Veon Bell, we couldn't figure things out. He was never utilized correctly. Well, now we bring in, a whole new coaching staff. Robert Saleh brings in, LaFleur, and I'm looking at him and I'm saying, okay, we got this guy in here from the Niners. The Niners were a strong team. Offensively, they were able to put some things together and do things their way. What exactly could he do here? How are the Jets' offense going to look different? What's going to keep us from being the 32nd ranked offense in the league again? And so my question for you is, what do you think LaFleur is going to do offensively that's going to be the strength of the Jets? When you look at us next year, what are you hoping to see people say, hey, this is what the Jets do well. This is what they can go to when everything else falls apart?
First of all, it all comes to Zach Wilson, right? The quarterback. First, he has to stay healthy. hopefully if they've done enough in the offensive line to keep him upright. But what I like about Zach, like I was watching a lot of his BYU tapes and stuff, he really does, get rid of the ball quickly. He doesn't hold on to it. And he seems very mature in his reading of the game. Like, he knows his reads. He knows his first read, second read, third read. He plays the defenders off with his eyes. So I really feel with LaFleur and with Zach's, talent, I really feel they'll work something good. Like, obviously, LaFleur has a good history working with Shanahan, and just very aggressive, fun offense. I think I think Zach is gonna really. I wouldn't be surprised if Zach up there, going for Rookie of the Year. I'm very positive on Zach.
Okay.
I just like the way he sees the game. Obviously, he's already showing his leadership ability. And I also like he is like a little bit of he's always looking. And he can take off. He can run also, but he's always looking downfield, looking for the the big plays. I'm really and hopefully he can keep those turnovers down as a rookie. Then. The sky is the limit, I think.
Yeah. And listen, Peter, you said something really big, and I know that a lot of people are some people feel the exact same way that you do, that they think he can compete for Rookie of the Year. But for me, it's like, okay, if he's competing for that, or you think he's going to be that good, then what is his stat line going to look for the year? How many yards, touchdowns, and interceptions do you think he throws then?
I'm an optimistic Jets fan, but okay, I've been following the Jets since '85, so I've always been optimistic every regime that comes in. But I don't know, like for the first time, Joe Douglas, he has missed some in the free agency. He hasn't, but then he didn't give out big contracts on those guys. But the guys I think he's believing in, like Lawson and Corey Davis, these guys, he did. Give out a little longer-term contract, right? So he's feeling stronger about the team, so he's giving out, with the free agency, bigger contracts. And with Salah and the team, I just feel, and the players they're picking, how Zach Wilson yesterday went out with the Islanders game, you see, like, the team building. I think there's something positive coming. For Zach's number, I would say at least... with 17 games, I wouldn't be like, if all goes well, there's no injuries and things come together. I wouldn't be surprised if he does like what's the guy's name from San Diego last year's rookie?
Oh, Herbert. Okay, so you're talking about 4,000 yards.
Herbert from it's somewhere around there, plus minus.
Okay,
like really good numbers. I can see it. And why not?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Look, I'm big. Again, offensive Rookie of the Year. We'll see what happens there, but I could see him having a Herbert-like season, like you said as well. I think Herbert threw for around 4,000 yards. I think it was maybe 4,300 yards or something like that. I think he had like 30-something touchdowns. But again, like you said, with the upgraded, wide receiver core we have with Corey Davis and, the guys that we brought in, even Keelan Cole, Mims, in that second year coming in, and all the Crowder, excuse me, hopefully he's still here. But if he's here, boom, that's an added bonus. And then you got Elijah Moore coming on and being the X factor within this offense. I think there's a chance, especially if we're running the ball strong and doing our thing. So yeah, there's a possibility that he could be there. He's got an arm, and we got a new offensive coordinator. He's protected. He's got more protection and weapons than Sam ever had. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to make a quick point. Like, with the offensive lines, like sometimes the quarterback dictates how good and bad. Yeah, the offensive line can be bad, but a quarterback can make an offensive line look bad too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think Darnold had that problem. Sometimes he didn't see the field as good as he should have. He was, and one thing I didn't like about, I was a Darnold supporter, but one thing I didn't like Darnold was he was always like one level. You didn't see with Zach, you see the fire. I don't think Zach is going to, after a bad play, I don't think Zach is going to sit there by himself. He's going to go to his offensive line and just go shouting and get your shit together.
Well, watch it. No cursing, Peter. No cursing, Peter. Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Just watch it.
My bad on the
Go ahead.
Get your stuff together.
Yeah.
I just see the fire in Zach, which I kind of didn't see in Darnold.
Okay. No, I know some people had issues with Darnold, and but he's gone now. He's with the Panthers. We'll see him week 1. But we're excited about Zach, like you said as well. So my final question for you, Peter, and again, I want to thank you for calling in all the way from out there where you're at. When you look at this situation, and you look at what we have here with Zach, and like you said, the early success and things that you think he can have, what strong trait do you think Zach possesses that will allow him to thrive, man?
For me, obviously, the arm strength, his mobility, him able to make plays when things break down, his vision to see the field. Sometimes I watch almost all of his view, like on YouTube, whatever I could find, and I always saw him making his plays. Like he could see like players that just his vision to be able to pick up players that are when things break down, and to be able to see players that are open and pick them out, hit like 50 yards and be accurate. In the NFL, obviously it's going to be different. Things are faster. He has to adjust. So, defenders obviously get close to the ball faster, break up the plays faster, obviously. But I think he's going to be able to adjust. But you can't take away that vision, right?
Yeah.
He's still able to see things. And I think also the fact that he's a football junkie, he seems to be all in. And the biggest thing is, as anybody, like he has to stay healthy, right?
Yeah.
If he can stay healthy, I think the sky is the limit.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Peter, this was such a strong call from you tonight, man. You really brought the fire, and this is like I said, this is your first time calling. I love talking to you. Give him a hand, man. Give this man a hand. Yeah. Give him a hand. Yeah. All right, not too much, studio audience. Not too much. We love and respect everybody, but not too much. Listen, Peter, I got to get back to the rest of these lines. Thank you for watching me, and thank you for calling in all the way from out there in Malaysia. Salute to you. Next time I have a show, my friend, I want to hear from you, man. You got a heck of a lot of great takes, and I love talking to you about this football team.
Hey, thank you, and you have a great show. Keep it up. Take care, man.
Thank you so much. You have a good one, man. Listen, Peter calling in all the way from Malaysia. All the way. We had to get to it. All right? I'm hyped. I love when, my Jets fans from all around the world call in or contact me and tell me, hey, I watched the content, or hey, I want to talk to you about the football team. I love it, man. I love getting the opinions and takes from the fan base worldwide, man, because everybody views things so differently, man. I love it, man. Absolutely love it. So, Salute, we're going to keep getting to these lines. Oh, my guy, Big Green, please call back, and we're going to go to him next. Big Green's gone. So we're going to keep on getting to these lines, though. We're going to keep, talking to these fans. I think we're going to go to my guy, E, man. We got to go to my guy, E, next. E, salute to you. I want to thank you for calling in, my man. Listen, we had over 80 players show up for voluntary workouts, man. Give me your thoughts on it. E? E, you're on.
Hello?
Yeah, hello? 914? Oh, 914. I'm sorry. 914? Give me your...
Yeah, sorry. No, I'm here.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me your thought.
Hold on. Someone's got me. What? I'm on the phone. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this guy... Is he back? Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Family was calling me for something. I can get back to this.
Okay, well, what's going on? So give me your thoughts. Voluntary workouts, my man. Salute to you. What are your thoughts on more than 80 players showing up?
Well, it shows you the confidence that they have in the leadership and coaching of this team. Because, for example, look at the Eagles. Not a single player bothered to show up. What does that tell you about their level of confidence in Nick Sirianni?
So you're saying you believe there's
what does that tell you?
It doesn't tell you a lot, but what do you think? So you think it's a new culture change? Guys want to come here, play for Douglas, play for Sulla. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's like, that's the thing. Is the confidence is that, it's like in war. You don't want to be led by the guy who's the bookworm who writes up all the strategies and the plans. You want to be led by the guy who's going to go up to the front, who's going to be in the line of fire just with you. That's the guy you want to be led by, and that's the way I feel like these players are reacting to this coaching staff.
Okay. Now, when you talk about this coaching staff, because I'm excited as you are, my friend, I look at this situation and I'm wondering about LaFleur. I'm wondering, hey, what exactly can he bring to the table? How is he going to change the look of the New York Jets offense? And that's what I want to ask you is, what do you think is going to be the strength of the Jets offense? Is it going to be play action? Is it going to be the running game? Are we going to be a team that's just going to aerially assault everybody, where we're just going to throw the football around? Are we going to look like the Chiefs? I mean, what do you think the Jets offense is going to look like? What's going to be our signature?
Well, it's funny you mentioned it. I did some math, but first I'll get to that in a second. Well, I think it's going to be more balanced. They're definitely going to run the ball. There's going to be a lot of zone runs. Play action pass will definitely be in there. There'll be some experimentation, some improvisation in there. I mean, LaFleur learned from Shanahan, very great play caller. And one area the Jets will significantly improve in is in tight end production. Do you know what the league average for tight ends was last year?
No, not off the top of my head. Go ahead.
All right, so this is the league average for every tight end with at least one reception, was 226 yards.
Okay.
And so, do you know what the Adam Gase offense averaged in the last 5 years for tight end production?
Probably not a lot.
116 yards. Do you know what? Do you know what the Shanahan LaFleur offense averaged over the last 5 years, excluding George Kittle?
Probably more than that.
371.
Yeah.
That would be triple the production.
Yeah.
That is more than triple the production. So you're telling me that, and LaFleur learned straight from Shanahan. So if he can triple our tight end production, that will be significant for this offense going forward, especially for a certain player you're not very fond of.
Oh, yeah. Chris, well, we already know. Listen.
Here we go!
We know that you love Herndon. We get it. We know you're part of the Herndon Hive.
Yeah, but like I said, the problem is that you had a coach who did not use tight ends.
Okay.
I mean, I just gave you the numbers. That is what, 93 yards, was it? 116 minus 226 minus 116. That's almost 100 yards below league average.
Yeah, but Chris Herndon.
You're telling me
Chris Herndon's also got to hold on to the ball, when it's thrown his way, and he's also got to stop fumbling.
All right, yeah,
that would help our yardage, wouldn't it? If you actually catch the ball and hold on to it.
That's what good coaching. That's what good coaching does. That's what good coaching does. Some confidence building.
Okay, you can, you try your best with that one. I mean, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? We'll see going in.
Like I said, this offense is going to be a lot better. And then, and you were talking about earlier, you're absolutely right. This supporting cast is a lot better than what it was for Sam. I mean, the receivers are better, the running backs are better. You got at least 3 guys on the offensive line that you are looking at and say they could be here for the next 5 years. And then the stopgap guys are not bad by stopgap guy standards.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at this situation, like you said, I said this earlier. When you got Davis, you got Elijah Moore, you got Mims, you got Crowder. You look at the protection, that Zach Wilson is being set up with, or this offense has now, a VERA-TUCKER, at our left guard, Becton, guys, things have been upgraded. Things are looking good. Even our right guard position, which is in question right now, Cam Clark is supposedly going to be the guy that's going to fill in there. So things are looking good. This is more protection. This is more weapons than Sam Darnold ever had, and better coaching off the bat than Sam. The coaching alone that Sam had would have been a career killer for anybody. So, even the things that you were talking about with the usage of the tight end, I could see us, really putting together within this offense as well and attacking teams that way. So, You know, I look at this my next question for you. When I look at this situation now, and I'm saying to myself, man, this is going to be a very important year, you know, for LaFleur, especially with, you know, us having a rookie quarterback. And my next question for you is, do you think that LaFleur will be able to prepare and set Zach up for success on a weekly basis?
I definitely think so, yes, because the biggest thing that separates him from Adam Gase is he's not stubborn. He will listen to other people's opinions. So that's the one thing with Gase. He would stick to something even when it would just not work. You could just see he just refused. And every now and then he would mix something up, but then right after that he would go back to his bread and butter, and it just kept on just flopping in his face. He just refused and was just too stubborn to change.
Yeah. So when I want to talk to you about Zach as well. You know, I know you're a guy that likes Zach Wilson too. Would you grade Zach Wilson's progress next season? Is it going to be by numbers? Is it going to be by wins? I mean, how are you going to grade his progress as the season goes on?
Well, you know, it's just like it's a little bit of both, of course. You know, obviously you want to win a lot. Obviously you want to win all the games. It's unlikely. You know, you want to see good numbers. It's a little bit of both. You know, somewhere around 500-ish, and you know, probably good and you know, typical rookie production. Although it wouldn't surprise me if he just puts together the best statistical rookie quarterback season in franchise history.
Okay. You know,
heck, you know what else? It wouldn't even surprise me if he surpassed his Namath single-season passing yard mark with that extra game.
Okay, wow. I mean, you got some big expectations. So, I mean, for the numbers, what do you think they're going to? I mean, what do you think they're going to look like then? What do you think they're going to look like? What do you think his interceptions and touchdowns are going to look like then next year? Give me some numbers.
Probably Well, you know, he's not known. He's very good at minimizing turnovers. Didn't have a lot of turnovers in college. I think his greatest amount of turnovers was Sam's best amount of turnovers in college. So he doesn't turn the ball over. So I'm going to probably put him in the 24 to 28 range in touchdowns and about 9 to 12 interceptions.
Wow. Okay. So how many yards do you think he throws for?
I mean, I think, you know, the 17th game, with the amount of receiving weapons that they have, 4,063.
Okay. Those are big numbers.
I mean, think about how embarrassing this is. Last time the Jets had a 4,000-yard passer. My favorite band, Pink Floyd's lead guitarist, was a man by the name of Syd Barrett. He's been dead for over 50 years, and he hasn't touched the guitar since 1974.
Oh man, listen, those are big numbers for Zach. I have a lot of expectations for him as well. But, you know, we'll see if he does that. I know a lot of people are hyped and saying the exact same things that you're saying. They're expecting, you know, in the mid-20s to high 20s as far as touchdowns, and they're expecting low interception numbers. Now, my next question for you is, if Wilson has a couple of bad games in a row, which we all know some rookie quarterbacks have, you know, do you fear that the fan base is going to turn on him and that everything's going to come down around him? Do you fear that?
Well, no, because he's a rookie. I mean, you expect some bumps along the way for a rookie, even with like a talented team. You know, you can't really judge him on that because you know, like I said, it's par for the course. Everybody's got to learn the hard way.
We've seen this before, though. We've seen this fan base turn on players. We've seen it. We saw this fan base turn on Le'Veon Bell. We saw this fan base turn on Sam Darnold at times, you know, and this is, again, the same fan base that was excited. So that's why I'm wondering, you know, could we fear that would happen to Wilson?
That's also over a span of time.
Okay.
That's over, like, you know, that was over Le'Veon Bell was over a year and a half. For Sam, it was over the course of 3 years. I mean, even when it does happen, it happens over time. So it's over several seasons. So it's unlikely to happen unless, barring, of course, you know, absolutely abysmal production.
Yeah. I also think you
You
can
know?
say, you can also look at the situation and say, hey, this is a different time. I think the fan base is also in a different place as well. I think the fan base will look at the situation and understand, like you said as well, this is a rookie. This is a kid that's coming in, still being molded. Of course, you're going to have that segment of the fan base that's just going to dump on the team no matter what, right? No matter what the team does, they're going to find an issue and have a problem with it. But I think the larger part of the fan base understands that we're a team that's still building. We're a team that's trying to find its way. We're a team that, has a young quarterback that's trying to find, his way as well and become the best, that he can be here. So I think even if Zach does have a couple bad games, that they'll still be riding and be behind him. But, he's just got to continue forward and ride those bumps. Every rookie quarterback has those issues. Every single one. From Peyton Manning to Tom Brady to everybody's had those issues. So we've seen that. So my final question for you before I let you go, my friend, is when you look at Zach Wilson and you look at what he brings to the table, what strong trait do you believe Zach possesses that would allow him to be successful on the NFL level?
Obviously, of course, the arm strength, the accuracy, his ability to throw from multiple arm slots, and how well he is with ball security. Because he minimizes turnovers, he doesn't fumble a lot. The mobility is key. His intelligence, how well he reads the field. He is throwing with anticipation. He throws receivers open. He doesn't wait for them. He doesn't wait for them to get open.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Those are all strong traits, my friend.
Oh, by the way, one last thing. I got a tip for you for that Jets-Falcons game. If you want to get up early, if you want to be able to get up early for that game, try some Cuban coffee. Although it comes in shots, but don't drink more than a couple shots. You'll be wired like crazy.
Well, listen, that game is gonna be tough. If we do cover that game and I have a show, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna try my best to be fired up about this, but it is gonna be very early for me. But listen,
that's what I said. Get some Cuban coffee.
Yeah.
That'll wake. If that doesn't wake you up, nothing will.
Yeah. Listen, this was a great call from you. Phenomenal call. Listen, my friend, I want to thank you for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. All right. You have yourself a good night.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
You have a good one. Listen, we got callers calling in from all over the place. This is a fire show. People calling in, they're moving around, We got guys calling in from Malaysia, overseas, man. I love absolutely discussing football with everybody. But let me tell you something. This is exciting, man. This is an extremely exciting time. I was just so hyped seeing that 80 players had showed up for voluntary workouts. When, again, even a guy like, Mosley, who we haven't seen in quite a bit out there. I think he played like 2 games in 2 years. People were extremely upset, about him opting out. And this year he shows up to voluntary. He looks healthy. He was running around out there, looks fine. This is a guy that I'm telling you, if we get back into the fold, in this defense with Sulla and all the other weapons that we have, Quinnen, who's recovering from that, who should be, completely healthy going into the season. He's going to be recovering from that foot injury that he had. When we brought in Lawson and we got Fadukasi on the front as well too. Vinny Curry, we've got so many things, and you can have Mosley out there running around in this brand new scheme. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be something else, man. This team is going to be something else, And then I'm looking at all the players that I'm excited about offensively, particularly Zach Wilson. You look at his situation, this is a kid that's coming in that's, here to save us. And the expectations are going to be huge. That's why, I couldn't wait to really dissect the quarterback position tonight and talk about it, because the expectations on Zach Wilson are going to be big. They're going to be big. He's coming here to save us. He's coming here to save our offense. Everyone, talks about, we've talked about Sam Darnold ad nauseum tonight. Because, he just didn't work out here, and we had to move on from him. Whether we wanted to keep him or not, we didn't. We moved on from him. And now Zach is coming in here to save us from this situation and continue forward and better our offense. Whether you believe Sam had ever been set up for success or not, it is what it is. But now Zach's here. We've got a new coaching staff. We got offensive weapons around him. And we're hoping to really see this kid flourish. We're really hoping that. And there's a lot of pressure because this is the New York market. And Jets fans, we've been losing for a long time. A long time. We've been patient, to be completely honest. We went through a soft rebuild or whatever you want to call that with McCagnon. I don't know what you want to call that. As a rebuild or whatever it was, but It was what it was, you know. And now Jets fans want to see. They want to see success. They want to see, you know, something. Give us some wins. Give us some W's. Grow this young quarterback. See what he has next. And I want to see that out of Zach too. That's why, it's extremely important that LaFleur step in this season and really give this offense an identity. You know, I asked people all night tonight, what do you think the strength is going to be of our offense? What do you think is going to be our calling card? And I know people talked about the tight end production. The last caller talked about that. There was other callers talking about how, you know, we're going to throw the ball around. I think the strength of the offense is going to be the running game, to be completely honest. I truly believe that. You know, with Michael Carter and P. Ryan and Ty Johnson and, you know, Tevin Coleman and all these backs that Josh Adams, all these backs that we have that we brought in. I don't know how many we're going to keep. But let me tell you something. The Shanahan offense, that offense runs the ball, baby. They run the ball, and everything kind of works off of that. We've seen so much success, whether it be out there in Denver, where they had an unbelievable running game for years when Shanahan was out there. Then, you know, you have, you know, Kyle Shanahan with the Niners. You look at the Niners running game, it's phenomenal as well. Phenomenal. Completely phenomenal, man. So many things going on, and they don't even have to, like, have a, you know, a stud star back. You know, they can have a myriad of backs. You know, and they were still able to have success out there, still able to put things together. You know, so I think the strength of this football team is going to be the running game, and I think we're going to heavily feature the running game, and I think things are going to work off of that. I think play action is going to be really big within our offense too. Really, really big. We're going to see that utilized, and that's going to do nothing but bode well for guys like Davis, guys like Mims, you know, even Crowder coming out of that slot, working his way around, where people are going to really get pulled and fooled into thinking we're running the football because we're doing everything so well, because we're able to gain gain yards from the ground so well that people are going to get sucked in, and then boom, before you know it, we're scoring touchdowns that way. So I think we'll see a lot of things, and I think, again, working off stuff like that, because the best friend to a young quarterback is a really good running game. You give a young quarterback a real good running game, and he's going to be able to be successful. We saw Mark Sanchez be hidden behind a running game before. Hidden. I'm talking, Mark Sanchez was no stud. He was no stud. But we were able to hide him behind a very good running game with a very capable offensive line, and they were able to get things done. And I think that that's some of what we'll see here. Not saying that Zach Wilson's a bad QB. I think he's going to be a solid QB in this league. But he's still a young QB. He's still going to be learning things. So I think, again, there's things that LaFleur can do within that scheme to really help a young kid, and I think that he's going to do some of those things. And I think that Zach Wilson is going to have some success too. I truly believe that. When you look at what he's been surrounded with and set up with, the protection, the weapons, these are things that we've had other quarterbacks, and we haven't been able to do those things for them. And we saw the struggle because of it. I think that Zach can come out and really do some things here. I really, really do. And he's got some traits. Strong arm, strong-willed. He's a kid that won't quit. He's ready for the pressure. You know, you listen to any interview, and he'll tell you, you know, he's ready to go. He's not curtailed by it. He wants to step up. When the light's the brightest, that's where he wants to be. And I'm hyped about seeing that. I really, really am. So, man, listen, we're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. We're talking Jets, all right? Next caller, I'm going to come up, 518-518. I'm coming directly to you. I think this is my guy, Jimmy. I think this is Jimmy. Jimmy,
how you doing, LBJ?
What's going on, my man? How are you feeling tonight? Listen, we're talking, man. We're talking voluntary workouts. We're talking LaFleur. We're talking Zach Wilson. Give me your thoughts about the over 80 players showing up to the Jets' voluntary workouts, man. What does that say to you? Is a culture change in effect?
Yes, it is. In fact, I commented that on one of your posts. Mm-hmm. If you look, you see a guy that has a Jim Backus icon. That's me.
Okay.
But anyway, but I answer a lot of your stuff on Instagram, because I don't go on Facebook or anything. But
thank you.
But as far as that, Zach, the 80 guys there, mm-hmm. Everybody's amazed. Nobody's ever had a turnout like that.
Yeah.
It's showing that the players bought into the culture.
Yeah.
They want to make the team. They're going to do everything they can to succeed.
Yep.
And they're going to learn something new that they haven't been around.
Yep.
I think it was just amazing. I think Salah is just, a man's man, a true gentleman. He's getting the most out of his players. He's sincere too. So that's the best thing. He's not sugarcoating anything. He's telling it like it is. And that's the way it is. And I really like that. That's the way it should be. Don't say one thing and turn your back and do something else. Be straight up front. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's truly, I think we're going to have, we might not only win 6 games this year.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. But I think the LaFleur offense is very quarterback friendly. If Garoppolo can do it, then somebody that's agile can definitely do it better. So I think Zach got it made, and I think Hoge, if he goes into right tackle, will be an upgrade.
Yeah,
Tristan Hoge.
Yeah. I know that there's a lot.
I really believe
Go ahead.
He was his right tackle, right guard there, or tackle guard. He was a guard, I believe.
Yeah. The undrafted guy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Listen, there's some guys as well, and you talked about Hoge. I talked about Kenny Yeboah, especially like you said when you were talking about this LaFleur offense and some of the things that it can do. Like you said, it can be quarterback friendly, absolutely, especially with the way that they run the ball to set up everything else, which is going to be huge, which is a trait of the Shanahan offense. And so that leads me to my question for you: is what do you think the strength of the Jets offense will be this year? Do you think we'll have an aerial assault where we're just launching the ball downfield, or what do you think is going to be the strength, the calling card of this New York Jets offense coming up with LaFleur?
It's definitely going to be organized, and it's not going to be haphazard like we had last year and the year before that.
Yeah.
We've got the wide zone, something we haven't had, jet sweeps and everything else. I mean, we're going to have a lot of action in this.
Yeah.
And I think that Zach is actually going to succeed in this. I mean, he's accurate enough as it is right now. So, I mean, even if he drops down from 75 to 65, that's still damn good.
Yeah.
So, especially first year. So I think he's going to produce. I really do. And this offense is, watching. I went back and watched a couple of San Francisco games, and it's like, almost I could do that. Not quite. But, I mean, it's like he's just standing there and just lobbing here, there. It's like, wow, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Sure, he's got a couple of deep throws that he could have, and I think that's what he's got to institute in this offense. Get him, get the short plays going, and then toss it down the field. Get him, we got the receivers this year. Hopefully, we're going to have them healthy this year. And with this new health plan they got over there at Atlantic Health, right on campus, and they got all doctors and everybody else, nutritionists and all.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be we're in a much better situation than we ever were.
Yeah.
Ever. Now, I'm going to tell you something now. I'm going to be 66 in August.
Whew.
Guys are saying, that I've been a fan since 85 and 92. And
man.
My first game was in 1965.
Whew.
It was Namath. Hello, it's Shay.
Yeah.
It was Joe. I saw him in 65 and 68. My dad took me. He had tickets. He took me. It was like, oh, my God. Looking back on that, it's amazing. So you people want to talk about how depressing it's been the last 10 years, the last 20 years. Hey, I'm going back 50, baby.
Yeah.
Okay? 55 years I'm going back.
Yeah.
Okay? So believe me, I've been through it all.
Yeah.
The 80s with Richard Todd. And, oh, my God. It was...
Oh, co-tight.
Jeez.
Oh,
it's just insane.
You have seen it. You have seen it all, Jimmy. Let me tell you. Respect to you. Yeah,
I love the Jets. I've lived in Florida. I've lived in Georgia, and now I'm in South Carolina.
Oh.
And there's always one way or another I'm watching a game.
Yeah.
Or at least getting it on the radio, because I can get anywhere, but I got to go see him, so I'm going somewhere. And in fact, this year, I'm driving 3 hours to Charlotte to the game.
Oh, salute!
So I'm happy and psyched about that.
Yeah, so you're going to be there for the first game when we play Sam. That's going to be big, man. That's going to be big.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see that. I cannot wait to see that. But even getting back for me, a big thing that you talked about as well was the the Atlantic health going to be there with the staff and keeping guys healthy. And so for me, that immediately brought my mind to Mosley, man. I was so hyped to see him out there running around during the voluntary workouts, and seeing what he can bring to the table this year is going to be very intriguing. So that's my next question for you is, what are your expectations for Mosley? Because I know some fans' expectations are extremely high. 2 years, 2 games for what he's been paid. You know, a lot of fans are saying, hey, he better go out there and really put on. How are you feeling about him going into this season? And again, what are your expectations of him?
I think he's going to pick up where he left off. Maybe a little slower at first.
Okay.
I think he's still got it in him. He's not that old. He's still got it there. I'm sure he wasn't just sitting eating bonbons the past 2 years either.
No.
So, you know, I'm sure he's in shape, and he bought into the Salah system. So, I mean, he was psyched to see him and meet him and everything else, you know, back a couple of months ago.
Yep.
So I think that he's going to be – it's him and Jared Davis in the middle. Who else we got?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, there's some guys that are coming up and coming around that we're definitely excited about. Like you said, him, Jarek Davis, you know, we've got some other guys as well. You know, again, Cashman is still there. We're going to see what he brings to the table. Franklin Myers is more of a kind of an in though, but you know, we got some other guys as well. Big White Phillips too. So there's some guys we'll see, but like you said, you know, now we're running at 4-3. You know, because of the new system that's going to be implemented. Davis, Mosley, and I think Cashman is probably going to be the other guy that's going to be out there. So we'll see. This backer core is going to be definitely be tested. Yeah. Hopefully, that, like you said, hopefully he stays healthy as well, because we've seen Cashman have issues, you know, staying healthy too, especially, you know, last season. So yeah, but even getting back, go ahead, Jimmy.
No, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Cashman last year, I mean, that was a disaster. You know, he can, when he's on the field and playing, we need him, but you know, we can't have him off the field.
You're speaking facts.
Health, I think, will help him more.
Yeah, you're speaking facts. Even going back to this offense, man, you're speaking facts. Even going back to this offense, I wanted to talk to you about, because you talked about LaFleur and you talked about what he thinks. What are your thoughts about our tight end position, though? Do you think in LaFleur's offense, the tight end position is going to be targeted heavily this season?
Not as heavily as San Francisco, because I don't think we just don't have a Kittle.
Okay.
I think it's going to be similar. We run a lot of plays, but until we get that Kittle, it's not going to be exactly the same. So I think we might run 12 personnel, 2 tight ends.
Okay. Yeah. The big.
Well, you got to remember that we got Risco also. He's going to be a fullback. So we might not have an actual 2 tight end, but you know, with him in there, and he can catch, we'll see what goes on there. Yeah. But I think they're going to use the tight end a little more, because we didn't use them at all last year.
Yeah. You know, I love.
They had the diversity, so well.
Jimmy, I love that take, because I've talked to so many Jets fans that have said that oh man, our tight end, we're just gonna target the tight end out of the wazoo. It's gonna be crazy. I'm telling you, he's gonna. It was like, wait a second, guys, hold on a second. We don't have a George Kittle. Does anybody think that we, again, I'm not trying to dump on Herndon. I'm going from what I've seen. Okay, let's be real. We've talked about Herndon. We've all been quote unquote excited about him since we drafted him. And we've seen nothing. We've been disappointed season after season. And even if we're talking about the lack of usage in Adam Gaze's scheme, which I talked about the second that we brought in Adam Gaze, I talked about how he doesn't target tight ends well, and all these issues that he had prior to coming, to the New York Jets. And nobody wants to hear that until they actually watched it live and then realized that all the bubble screens that I told you he was going to be running, he was running. But when you look at the issues with Herndon, it's not just the scheme. When he's given the ball, it's drops. When he does catch the football, if he gets tapped on the shoulder, it's a fumble. Like, there's major issues here. So if he has to clean up his play, first of all, to be successful, in this scheme. And I don't know if he's going to be ready. And even if it's not any of those things, he's injured a lot. We've seen that too. He miss a lot of time because he's hurt, or he's suspended, or any of those other things. So I need to see more out of him. Now, what I will say is Croft coming in, I think threatens his position as a starter. And I'm very high on Yeboah. I know people are not talking about Kenny Yeboah enough. This is a guy, a tight end. I think he played for Ole Miss, a guy that's coming in. And let me tell you something. I'm hyped about this kid. He had a 4th round grade on him. There was other teams that would have liked to have got him as well. For some reason, he slipped out and didn't, wasn't able to get drafted by anybody. But we got him in the building. I think he's a guy that's really going to push and possibly could end up being a starter as an undrafted free agent here. So I think that's a guy we need to look out for from the tight end position too. And so my next question for you, Jimmy, is because we're talking about Go ahead. What'd you say?
Yeboah's got hands.
Yeah.
He can catch the ball.
Yeah.
His problem is his blocking. That was his problem. So
Yeah.
I think if he gets them on the field, even with Tyler Croft caught, 12 passes last year. He scored 2 with 3 touchdowns or something.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, that's end zone. But hey, incorporate it into the game, and you got something going there.
Mm-hmm.
Even Herndon, he can be in there. Let's go. Get him in there.
Yeah.
But Yeboah, I think he's got more of an upside. He's a little more raw. It's going to take him a little while, but I think with a little spit and polish and some coaching, he's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it.
Yeah, it's a lot of things going on.
6'3", 250,
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, kid's real deal. I mean, he's got the size, he's got the speed as well. He's an athletic kid, so I'm looking for big things out of Yeboah, and we'll see where it goes. But I want to go to Zach Wilson with you, Jimmy, because I know you're hyped about Zach as well. I'm looking at this situation, and I'm saying to myself, do you believe that this offense is set up to see Zach Wilson have success early in his rookie career?
I definitely do.
Okay.
They got Michael Carter coming in, so the run game is solidified there. Also, not to put anything on, Tevin Coleman or, any of our running backs, but I think the system is going to be easy for them also.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching old games and everything else, and I really don't see Perrine as a, long lasting player.
Okay.
He's more straight. I don't see him, having to stop or anything else. And for plays like that, when we got to run it down somebody's throat, I think he'd be great. But as far as wide zone, we'll have to see about that.
Yeah.
But
I think
as far as Jackson, he's going to throw. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm really looking to see. And again, I think that one thing that'll benefit the New York Jets is if they bring in a veteran quarterback. I really think that'll help Zach Wilson along as well, having success. Because, again, there's things that you see at a player level that, some coaches can't see. There's things you see out on the field that coaches can't see. And if you look at what McCown was able to do and help, Sam Darnold along in his journey as well, that was huge. Being able to go to the bench and sit down with McCown and getting it from a guy that's been out there, that sees these things, it helps you along greatly. So I think that the Jets need to attack the market and continue looking for a veteran guy to bring in. I know Hoyer is gone, but there's other guys that are still out there. I think Nick Mullins is out there. There's some other guys that are out there that have familiarity with the Shanahan system that could come in and really help Zach, along and move things. But my next question for you, Jimmy, is
I would really love Nick Mullins to come in, being that he has a familiarity with the system and Shanahan and LaFleur and all.
Yeah.
His medical is the biggest issue right now.
Yep. Yeah.
So until he can get cleared, he's a nomad's land.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as Nick Foles, he's got the familiarity with Joe Douglas, but he's too much. I don't think we're not going to pay for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's not what we really need. So who else is on the market?
Yeah.
Who else is there?
There's some guys out there still.
But I got to say one thing though. He's got Robert Calabrese as his quarterback's coach. Okay, not quarterback coach, offensive line coach. No, quarterback coach.
Talk to us.
This guy surpassed Boomer Esiason's numbers in East Islip High School. Okay, so when Boomer went on for success, Calabrese he lasted like 4 years, and then he went back into coaching.
Yeah. So
you don't have somebody who's inexperienced. He did play professionally. I think he had a couple of games or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But at least he's got somebody with experience there. He's got a true quarterback coach.
Yeah. Listen.
So I think this guy, with what he's doing, and he's familiar with Salah, so I think that's a plus right there. So, having a backup, we definitely need one in case he goes down, because you're not going to trust James Morgan or Mike White I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody with experience in the background. But Joe also praised James Morgan. You should see him. He's phenomenal and everything else at that press conference.
Yeah.
But he's still not ready. He's not experienced. So he might be ready one day to come in, if we're slaughtering somebody, have him come in the third quarter, fourth quarter or something.
Yeah. Jimmy,
but
and that's
now we do need a better win.
Yeah, that's a great point that you brought up as well, talking about Rob Calabrese, the quarterbacks coach. That's something Sam never had, when he was here. There was so many issues. Like you said, is again, another level of support. And you look at some of the guys that Rob has worked with in the past as well, he's been able to really help some guys out. Like you said, some of the numbers that he put up, as a player, but other things that he's done too. That's huge, man. That's huge to have a quarterback coach that's going to able to help you with your mechanics, which is something that Sam struggled with, and they never helped him with that. Help you with your mechanics at the next level. That's huge. Because again, if you look at other quarterbacks around the league, especially young quarterbacks, they have all those things to make them better. They have that support system in place. You don't have to even look out the division. You look at what the Bills did with Josh Allen, one of the biggest boomer bust prospects in the draft, okay? What was the difference between this MVP season he had last season and seasons in the past? Go look. I'm telling you, he talks about it. Mechanics. Coaching. He talked about it. He talked about that. He talked about how if you look at his mechanics from this year, it's completely different than the year before. If you would have told us 2 years ago that at some point Josh Allen was going to be, a guy that can put up an MVP candidate season, you would have gotten laughed out the building. Nobody would have believed you. Everybody would have said you must be out of your mind. But still and yet, the kid comes in, right? He's gotten coached well. He's got DeBoe there. They're doing this thing. Brian Dable's out there who was on a list of damn near everybody, as a head coaching perspective, head coaching prospect.
Right.
And so, you got him there. He's working with Josh Allen. Josh Allen's also got coaching as well that's helping him. Then they went and got him weapons, and you saw what? Success. It took them a couple years to get the kid up going. Now he's going, and now the Bills are looking like a team that's competing to take the division and push forward. Some people even have them as a Super Bowl contender. And why? Because they supported the young quarterback and they gave him exactly what he needed. And look at what we're doing now to Zach Wilson after doing what we did to Sam Darnold. Things are changing. And I love that you brought that point up with the coaching and the quarterback coach, because I wanted to talk about that as well. So that was a damn good point there, Jimmy. Damn good point. So now my next question for you, and my final question.
All these years of
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's about time. I mean, the organization has changed right from the top down.
Yeah.
Chris and Woody, they gave up. They were butting in and letting Joe do his job, letting Salah do his, and Salah letting the coordinators do theirs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a team effort, but you got organization, you have structure now, something they never had.
Yes.
They had everybody in and out and everything else that management and everything else, causing all kinds of problems inside with the reporters and all.
Yep.
It's like that's not happening anymore. Everything is quiet.
Yep.
Everything is. You're not going to find out until we tell you.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is incredible. It's great. It's finally the way it should.
Jimmy, you are just bringing the fire. Give him a hand, man. Give this guy a hand. Listen, Jimmy, let me tell you, you're bringing the fire. So my last question before I let you go, my friend, is I know you're high on Zach. I'm excited about him as well. I want to see what he brings to the table. What do you think his stats will look like this season? How many interceptions, touchdowns do you think he throws, man?
I think, with all the receivers, with the plan and the way I see things going, they're still going to falter. He's not going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We're still the Jets, but we're not the same old Jets.
Yeah.
So I really feel with 17 games, I feel he's going to throw somewhere about 3,800 yards.
Okay.
3,900. I think he's going to be up there.
Okay.
And I think he's going to be about 26 touchdowns.
Okay.
And 12 interceptions.
Okay. Look, I'll take that all day. I'll take that every day of the week. That's very solid for a young quarterback. I really like that take. Listen, Jimmy, man, I gotta get going. This was a heck of a call from you, man. You really brought the fire, my friend. Listen, man, I want to thank you for calling
Always
in.
good talking to you.
Absolutely. It absolutely was, man. I want to thank you for calling in. You have a good night, man.
You take care, babe. Bye
All right.
now.
Listen, Jimmy called in with fire. He called in with straight fire. I love talking to Jets fans about this football team, and he had a lot to say. And a great point that he brought up was the quarterback's coach, Rob Calabrese. He talked about it. This is a guy that's coming in. He's worked with guys in the past. He's been able to do some things. He's going to come in here and help Zach Wilson become better. Here we have a guy that's going to be able to help him work on his mechanics, work on all the things that are make him successful at the next level. All the things that Zach Wilson has, protection, weapons, coaching, all these solid game planning, all these things were things that we never gave Sam Darnold, and we saw how that worked. We saw it, Oh, man, what a call. What a call from Jimmy. Salute to everybody watching, man. Salute to the Savages. I want to get back to the chat, get to the Savages, man. I want to get to the Savages. I'm going to go to my guy, F. Monks. F. Monks says, hey, Joe, what do you think about ESPN ranking us last? Can't wait to see and hear them with egg on their face when the tide turns. Should be fun to watch. We're all building and getting stronger. All gas. Salute to you, Monks. I look at it like this, man. The mainstream media is the mainstream media. ESPN and various other, mainstream media programs love to dump on the Jets. They just do. Even when we do something right, they'll try to paint it in a negative light. They can't wait for us to jack up. They're always talking negatively about us. And they can do what they want because this year we've turned it around. You can rank us last all you like. I saw something like that where they were ranking us last. I don't think we're going to be last. I think we're going to come out, fight, and compete this year. And we're going to play extremely hard. And I think we're going to win a lot of games that people are looking at us saying, hey, we're not going to get it done. And we're going to come out and surprise a lot of teams and beat a lot of teams that think that we're just going to be pushed over and walked over. So, all due respect to ESPN, but screw them, man. Screw them. I don't want to hear that. I think the Jets are really going to come out and fight, especially with Sulla and the culture change and everything that we got going, man. I'm hyped about it. I don't care about ESPN. We're going to go out and we're going to take care of business this year, man. Yeah, Salute to my guy, GVH in the chat as well. Salute to him, known savage. He said it can't be overlooked that they had good attendance because it's a new coach and new schemes and new players. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a new vibe. It's a culture change, and we're seeing it. Like I talked about in the past, you can go back. I'm telling you. We had so many times in the past. I remember Jamal Adams was here and Williams and all these guys talking about new culture, new attitude, new this, and it'd just be the same old Jets on a weekly basis. And that it's no longer that. You got 80 guys showing up. You got guys that want to fight. You got guys that, are not willing to let anything pass. They want to do whatever it takes to get an edge, whatever it takes to get their foot in the door, whatever it takes to make this football team. And they're showing up, even when the NFLPA themselves are saying, please don't go. Don't show up to the camp. They're still showing up to the practices. They're still doing what it takes. Completely voluntary. Completely voluntary. They're fighting, man. They're fighting. So, salutes to everybody watching. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the savages in the chat. Salute to all of the callers. Man, love talking to everybody, especially we got callers from overseas calling in. I'm always astonished when I, connect with my Jets fans from overseas. Got guys from Malaysia calling in. Oh, man, wonderful call. Wonderful, wonderful show. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out because this has been great. Listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. YoungJ000. All right, that's 3 zeros. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my VERA-TUCKER jersey on. VERA-TUCKER, I'm having that jersey on. Another SC guy, fight on. You know what I'm saying? I'll have that jersey on, and I'll troll you right back. You can also follow the show's page as well at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. At The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. You can also check out my YouTube as well. I'm on YouTube too at Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Please Go there, subscribe, watch my content, and turn on your notifications so that when I post content, you'll be in the know. Also, give my videos a thumbs up if you can. So everybody watching me on live stream as well, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you don't troll me, no issues. You troll me in the comments. Go ahead and comment. I'll go back and forth with you. I'll troll you right back, no issues, all right? When you folks see me in person, because eventually you will, all right? Eventually you will. When you see me in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone that will cost you absolutely nothing. Don't listen to anybody. The hugs will remain free. I want to thank you folks for watching and listening. Without you folks, I'm absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the times out of your day to listen to the show. You folks are the absolute greatest, all right? You folks have a good one. Peace. 1 second, folks. Okay, I should be back here. All right, woo! That was a heck of a show, folks. Listen, oh man. Listen, I want to thank everybody for watching and calling in tonight. This was phenomenal. Again, I apologize to everyone. There was technical difficulties on the last show that I was trying. It was on YouTube's end. There were some issues there, but you know, it got cleared up on YouTube's end. Apparently everybody was having problems that night with different stuff that was going on. It was something with the YouTube servers, they were saying, or something like that. I don't know. But, you know, things got figured out. So, yeah. So again, everyone, I know, listen, the Resident Evil stream, I'm going to push that. We're going to have to push that to Thursday. Okay. Thursday, we're going to play games. We're having a Resident Evil stream. I'm thinking about playing some Street Fighter as well. We're definitely going to play some Street Fighter. We're probably going to play some Street Fighter, probably going to play some Resident Evil. Or we're definitely going to play some Resident Evil, and we're going to play other games too. For those of you that are just watching, if this is your first time watching me, I'm going to continue to do streams throughout the rest of the season. We're going to continue to do a show throughout the rest of the off season into the season. So if this is your first time watching me, please subscribe, please give my stream a thumbs up, and turn on your notifications. You know, we also game on this channel as well. We play games, and we're going to have that coming up. Thursday, we're going to do some things. So, you know, we're going to have a blast, man. We're going to have a blast. But I just want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. It's an impromptu show. I usually do my show, my off-season show a little bit earlier during the week, but really love going back and forth with folks. F Monk says, thanks, brother. Love you, Joe. You always bring it, my man. Salute to you, F Monks. Thank you for tuning in, man. And again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, no matter where you're tuning in from. Please give my show a thumbs up if you're watching live. Also, please give me some hearts or something like that. The lines were blazing tonight. We had quite a bit of callers. Man, listen, this was a heck of a show. So I got to get out of here soon. Got a lot of things going on. Schedule switched up. So again, Thursday is when we're gonna play some games, and we're gonna have a blast. Salute to everybody in chat that watched. James DiPietro, salute to you, James. Salute to KXR, salute to you as well. KXR says, no way the Jets finish last. That'll be the Houston Texans. Straight up dumpster fire. Okay, you speaking the truth, man. There's some issues with that football team, you know, but you got to jump on the Jets. You know, it's easy clicks, you know what I'm saying? You got easy clicks, so just dump on the Jets whenever you feel like it. That's how it works, you know what I mean? It's crazy. F Monks, salute to you as well. J.E., salute to you. J.E. says, Chris Herndon, Mr. Butterfingers. Yeah. You know, salute to J.E. Salute to my guy E in the chat. Salutes, you know, saying salute to everybody again that watch. GVH, salute to you. G-Wiz, salute to you. Leon, salute to you as well. You know what I'm saying? Always good talking to you, Leon. Always having fun with you, man. Salute to you. Salute to Jaden Polk. Also, Leon, thank you for the donation as well. Salute to you for that as well, my friend. You know, just salute to everybody. Salute to Daniel Roberts. Salute to Brian Scantlebury as well. Brian says, what current free agent did you think the Jets would target? Oh, that's a good question, Brian. I'll answer that before I leave. But I thought that the Jets would target I thought the Jets were probably going to end up with the lineman that went to the Chiefs, you know, from the Patriots. But he didn't end up signing here. I thought that was one of the guys that we would probably end up with. But we didn't end up with him. But I did, you know, start to kind of think after a couple of days. I also thought that we were going to end up with Curtis Samuels, and we didn't. That kind of shocked me a little bit. But, you know, I was happy with Corey Davis. I really like that signing. and some of the guys that we got in. So I liked the moves that we made in free agency. I thought they were very solid. Some of the guys that we brought in. Lawson was a shock. Now that was a shock. I will tell you that. I did not think we were going to end up with Lawson because I just didn't think we would end up with him. I just didn't, It was a shock. It was a wonderful surprise. I really liked bringing him in, but yeah, I did not think that we were going to get him at all. To be completely honest with you, I was blown away, but I was happily blown away. You know what I mean? So salute to everybody again for watching. Again, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. Thursday, we will come back. We'll be playing games, okay? Resident Evil. I'll put out a poll. I don't know if I'm going to go from 1 to 8. Again, I've never played Resident Evil. I know, don't get after me, Resident Evil fans. I know I got a lot of gaming fans that love, or gaming supporters that love, Resident Evil. I've never played it. That's why, we're going to play it together. So I'm thinking we'll start with 8. And then we'll go back and play 1 all the way through. I'll put up a poll. We'll talk about it. But Thursday, we're going to play some stuff. So I had to push that back. Again, I had to push the show back as well. So salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all. Again, I want to thank you for all your support. Again, Leon, salute to you. Thank you so much. Clancy Doyle, salute to you as well. It's always good to see you as well, man. So we're going to keep going. Also, we're going to play Outlast, too. We're going to keep playing that. I know we had to halt that because there was a bunch of stuff going on. But we're going to start playing more games. Also have Smash as well. So we got a lot of things coming up. So we're going to have a blast, folks. We're going to play games again. We're going to have a good time. And I have a lot of really good content coming. Y'all will see. So salute to everybody. Listen, I'm going to get out of here. Be safe, everybody. There's a lot of things going on out here. Okay? Please be safe and watch yourselves. Enjoy your times with your family. All right? You folks have a good one.